I'm going to show you now the order of operations and how to do the problems when you have several problems with the same, you have several operations in the same problem. First of all, as a preliminary, you can use, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, if you want to. That's PEMDAS, PEMDAS. The first letters of each of those words. And students who use this, remember that P stands for work inside parentheses first. E stands for do exponents next. M stands for multiplication. D stands for division. A stands for addition. S stands for subtraction. The problem is there is a huge problem with PEMDAS. In fact, there are two problems with it. If you remember it correctly and you know that multiplication and division are done in order from left to right, and you remember that, then you may get by with it. Multiplication is not done before division, however. Addition is not done before subtraction. And P does not stand for work parentheses first. Let me make sure this is clear, and I will show you something that might be better. Maybe instead of using PEMDAS, you should think about the Olympics and the Olympic steps and who stands where. For example, if you're competing in the Olympics and you come in first, you get to stand on the top step while everybody plays your national anthem. The P, parentheses, come in first. They get to stand on the top step. Exponents is second. They stand on the second step. Now, multiplication and division tied for third place. They stand together on the third step, and this does sometimes happen in some Olympic competitions where there may be a tie. In that case, the two competitors stand together on the same level. Multiplication and division tied for third. If we were going to award a fourth place medal in the Olympics, then addition and subtraction would tie for fourth. Maybe they would get an aluminum medal. So here's the thing. Multiplication and division tying for third. Multiplication does not come before division, and neither does division come before multiplication. You do those in order from left to right as they are written in the problem. The same thing with addition and subtraction. Work in order from left to right. You still do all the multiplications and divisions before you do any additions and subtractions, but multiplication does not automatically come before division, and addition does not automatically come before subtraction. That is one big problem with PEMDAS. It shows that multiplication comes before division, and that is not always true. Another problem with PEMDAS is not so much a problem with the acronym as it is with what students remember. Lots of times students see P and they remember that they're supposed to, in their minds, work parentheses first. That is not the correct thing to remember. What you need to do is remember to work inside parentheses first. Work inside parentheses first. Let me show you why this is a problem. Here is a problem, 24 divided by 3 parentheses 2 close parentheses. If a student sees this problem and remembers PEMDAS, they may multiply first in error because they think multiplication comes before division. Or they may do the multiplication first because they're thinking that P means do parentheses first, and they see the parentheses here. In either one of these cases, you will get the wrong answer. The order of operations correctly applied tells me to divide before I multiply in this problem, because division and multiplication are tied for third place, and you do them in order from left to right. So in this problem, I've got to do the division first because it's on the left for the multiplication. The correct answer is 24 divided by 3, which is 8, multiplied by 2, which is 16. Most people will do 3 times 2 and get 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4, and that is the wrong answer. So be careful however you learn the order of operations that you apply it correctly. This picture of the Olympic steps is probably the best way for you to remember it. Now let's look at several examples. Most of the time when students miss an order of operations problem, it's not because they didn't know the order of operations, but it's because they didn't pay attention. So here are 4 very typical problems on the arithmetic test. 3 plus 2, open parentheses, 6, close parentheses. This is showing multiplication, and that's showing addition. The order of operations says you have to do multiplication before you do addition. So pay attention. Don't do 3 plus 2 first. That's wrong. Write down the 3, write down the plus sign, and then do 2 times 6, 12. Now 3 plus 12 is 15. Another example. 3 plus 3 squared. Don't add 3 plus 3. The order of operations say exponents come before addition. So you've got to do the exponent first. You're going to have the 3, the plus sign, copy those down. 3 squared is 9. Now you have a new problem. It's 3 plus 9, which is 12. Notice the step-by-step process. Put your steps in. You will not make as many mistakes. Here's another example. 3 plus 4, quantity squared. That is 3 plus 4 inside the parentheses, and all of that is squared. The order of operations tells you to work inside parentheses first. Do not distribute the exponent. You will get the wrong answer. Add the operation inside the parentheses. Addition is the operation. 3 plus 4 is 7. The 7 is in the parentheses. 7 squared is 49. The last example, 3 plus 3, open parentheses, 3 plus 3, close parentheses. What does the order of operations say? Work inside parentheses first. Copy down this 3, copy down the plus, copy down that 3, copy down the parentheses. Copy that down. Work inside the parentheses. 3 plus 3 is 6. Close the parentheses. Now what does the order of operations say? You can ignore the previous line. Now we focus on this line because you copied down the parts you were not going to do anything with on the first step. Now we have addition and multiplication. Which one is first? The order of operations tells you to multiply before adding. So copy down the first 3 and the plus sign, then multiply 3 times 6 to get 18. Finally, finish the problem. 3 plus 18 is 21. If you pay attention to the order of operations, if you pay attention while you're doing the problem and write down your steps, you will get the right answer most of the time.